study with PITT Ohio and Maven, a finalist and runner-up in the 2024 Supply Chain Innovation Award, presented by SupplyChainBrain and the Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals. Scott Sullivan is Chief Information Officer with PITT Ohio. Hello, Scott.
How we doing?
Doing great. And Avi Geller is CEO of Maven. Hello, Avi.
Hi, Robert.
And we have Paige Creo, Vice President of Marketing, also of Maven. Hello, Paige.
Hi, Robert.
So, Scott, start by you telling me about PITT Ohio. Where do you guys fit into the trucking market?
Yeah, we're a leader in the LTL industry. We cover about 12 states in the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast region, specializing in LTL. Part of a bigger company of the PITT Ohio Transportation Group, all specialize in LTL. So we're the main thrust of the LTL segment of our business at this point.
And Avi, who is Maven?
Yeah, Maven, we're a software company helping transportation organizations run as successful of a transportation operation as possible. So it's a platform, cloud-based platform to help everything from the driver experience to route planning to dispatching. In the LTL space, you have line haul operations, dock management, really any way that we can provide software to run as successfully as possible, all the trucks, trailers, and drivers moving your goods.
With AI, supported by artificial intelligence, correct?
Quite a bit.
Great. Okay. All right, then. So, Scott, what was the initial challenge? What was it that PITT Ohio was setting out to do that's formed the basis of this case study we're discussing today?
Yeah, we had mobile computing in our trucks that we deployed back in 2005-06. So the technology was very outdated and a legacy per se from a technical standpoint. So we were looking for a new modernization of a platform that can take us into the new tech scheme that's out there from an AI, machine learning, cloud-based computing, along with the features and functions of the platform that we've developed over the years. So we were looking for a replacement to a legacy technology that was basically at end of life, and making sure we replace it with something that's going to take us into the future.
Why did you turn to Maven for help?
Well, we're Pittsburgh based. They're Pittsburgh based. They were a local startup company back in the day, and we like working with innovative startup companies. And Maven showed a real interest in helping us replace our legacy platform and building a platform out not only for PITT Ohio, but for the LTL and other trucking entities similar to LTL that could use this type of a feature in their software. So basically the innovation of Maven being a startup and looking to grow with us in this platform.
So it sounds like you had a lot on your plate here, Scott, and the things you wanted to get accomplished. How was this solution from Maven implemented and rolled out? What were some of the challenges? What were some of the steps? Just tell me a little bit about that whole phase.
Yeah, a lot of work, obviously. When you have a legacy platform in place that you've built your business around for 15 plus years. One of the caveats going into it, it had to do at least the same, if not more, than our current platform.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be easily adaptable for our user base, and that's a lot of, over 2,500 different drivers out there. Has to be cloud-based, has to be able to learn from AI and artificial intelligence and machine learning. So they were kind of the platform to help us get to where we had to go from an LTL side. So we ended up leveraging that, got it built, and ended up deploying it. And deployment had to be pretty self-sufficient. We were keeping both systems running at that point in time, and that was a challenge because we needed data for the whole enterprise, and so we had to keep them both running. So we did a pretty fast deployment. We got through 25 terminals, probably 2,500 drivers in a 9-month period of time.
Training those drivers, bringing them into the system must have been something of a challenge. Was it easy, or were there concerns there?
Well, the good news is the drivers were ready for a challenge. They realized the platform we had was, as one driver told us, it was in the Stone Age and got them out of the Stone Age. The great news about the Maven technology, pretty much all operates off a tablet or a phone. And most drivers this day and age do have tablets and or phones, so they were used to the look and feel of a tablet and phone. That made the deployment a lot easier. What we did is actually put it in some key drivers' hands at each terminal and got them used to it, and they became advocates and helped us roll it out at a rapid pace.
Paige, how did the implementation work from the Maven side. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience and how you felt, what you were bringing to the table on behalf of PITT OHIO?
Sure. So I think a key part of the implementation was the communication between our companies and the collaboration there. So very, very tight communication, a lot of involved parties from different aspects of both organizations and cross-functional teams. With the rollout, as Scott mentioned, there was a train-the-trainer approach at PITT OHIO that worked quite well, that we were involved with too, where we had kind of key users that helped roll out the product. And I would say in general, communication being a key part as mentioned, but also testing too, that there was repeated testing and trialing of the product and different features as it was rolled out, just to ensure that everything worked smoothly, was QA'd effectively, and that helped for a successful and fast implementation.
All right, so Scott, what benefits did you see? What were derived from implementation once everything was in place?
Benefits actually had a pretty significant ROI related to this that we had double checked to make sure. But basically, we fill about 3/4 of the fleet, let's say about 75% of the fleet. We were saving drivers about 20 minutes a day. And the way the old system worked versus the way this was old system was tethered to the truck. This one was mobile. We're able to remove it untethered access and being able to take the tablet or phone with them to do their job, whether it's in the dock, the warehouse, or whatever be the job, whatever be the circumstances. So basically, the biggest benefit we got out of it was a time saver from helping the drivers be more productive during the day.
Time saver and real time too. I mean, if drivers had any kinds of issues, they could
Yes.
flag them right away to customer service if a delivery is refused, anything like that. That must have been a big benefit to you.
Actually, the real time significant importance. When we were talking about outdated legacy technology, everything was batch files, passing data back and forth, and we moved into the API technology with Maven on this. So to your point, everything is updated and going back and forth via APIs today for the most part, and that does speed up the flow of information getting into the right party at the right time.
Paige, how would you describe the benefits that you brought to PITT OHIO in this implementation with a particular emphasis on the AI aspect of the platform?
Sure. So I would say that as you mentioned, and Scott as well, the real-time nature of the data visibility and communication was important. Having accurate ETAs, very, very important. Having that real feedback loop back into the product and the software allows for more accurate predictions, customer communication, more dispatch and driver communication too. That's kind of synced up. So I would say a lot of it has to do with the visibility, the real time, and the improvements in customer service. And that communication between customer, dispatcher, driver just gets tightened up with that software visibility and benefits.
Scott, what more is to be done? What additional improvements do you look to make to your system in the months to come that might involve Maven's help?
Yeah, well, basically leveraging the data that we have today, using it to going to the next step of actually capturing the image at the time of pickup. In the LTL world, everything has to be entered into the system via paper copy, EDI, or API. As soon as we can get unfortunately, still in our business, about 75% of it's still paper. So now we have the drivers actually testing out a feature right now of capturing the bill of lading at the time of pickup, getting it into our system sooner. So when the driver arrives back at the dock, it's already into the system. We can start our planning, we can start our billing sooner, and then we can also start our planning sooner. So the speed of the information and helping us plan moving forward for that day, for the freight that we have to move that evening and everything has been a big benefit. And in the process of improving on that at this point in time.
Avi, what additional benefits do you think from the Maven perspective do you think you can bring to PITT OHIO, either in terms of functionality you currently possess or additional functionality you might add to the platform in future?
Great question. So what Scott talked about, which was real-time data, visibility, using it, getting it, that's kind of a central theme. And products that we have and will have can be used around that theme to really help PITT OHIO and others. We're moving ahead with the dock process at PITT OHIO and scanning everything and optimizing work on the dock. We have a great line haul product, the route planning, the inbound route planning for how all the routes are built, leveraging that real-time data. How long do stops take historically, and therefore predicting how long future stops will take, when routes should start, when they should end, lunch breaks, all kinds of factors and constraints allow you to have very efficient routes and accurate in your estimation of how they're going to perform.
You can read more about this case study in supplychainbrain.com as well as in the November issue of our print magazine. Scott Sullivan of PITT Ohio, Avi Geller, and Paige Creo of Maven, I want to thank you so much for joining me today to tell us your story. And once again, congratulations on being a finalist in the Supply Chain Innovation of the Year Award. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.